Ah, hey, what's up, everybody? How y'all doing? Angel Smiles. Hello, hello. Colt, how you doing? Jorge Sanchez. What is up? Yeah, you first. You are the first. How's everybody doing? I'm just screwing around. I ain't got much to do today. Waiting on my Honda buddy to get done doing his thing. He's gonna bring his parts over later. Gonna do a little Honda stuff. But I'm just killing time, washing the old car. It's filthy. Been sitting in the garage for a couple months. So I knock the dust off of it, get a little wash. Might go to a coffee with the cars in the morning. See what happens. Thank you guys for stopping in. Appreciate you. I'm gonna go scrub this thing down real quick. Little whore bath. Not sure why I'm not seeing a chat. I was looking up at the big screen for the chat and see if it was there. Ah, there we go. Now I got you. Now I'll be able to see you. Oh, wash. Yeah, buddy. I'll if your comments stay up on the screen there, I'll talk to you. Got to wash, got to dry. Ain't much going on. It's a lazy Saturday, if you would. I had the door panels off of this earlier, trying to adjust my T-top windows, and it is a pain in the dick. I could not, for the life of me, get these T-top windows. That's why I see that tape right there, because there's just a little bit of a gap right at the corner of this glass. There is just a little bit of a gap right there, and then right about here, there's a little bit of a gap, just enough to let water in. And for the life of me, I cannot get this window adjusted to where it's up tight enough and in. You know, your glass has got to go up and curve into the weather strip. For the life of me, I can't get it. The wife and I fooled around with that driver's door for a hot minute, and I got it as close as I could, which ain't much. Ain't much closer than what it was. It is driving me nuts. I guess maybe my door is off just enough to cause a problem. Yeah, this thing been sitting in the garage since I did the clutch slave rebuild. Back, drove it out of the garage and pulled it onto the other side, and that's it. I haven't driven it down the road or nothing. Like I said, I don't drive this thing nearly enough. Not as much as I should, that's for sure. Big fans go on it. Drying the soap. Drying the soap. What car is that? It is a 1986 Mustang GT, dubbed the Fox body. It is coyote swapped. It's got a Gen 1 Coyote in it with a big ass turbo. I'll eventually get to repainting this car. I'm a little better than I used to be when I did this originally. This car was the first one I ever painted. First time I ever did body work. First time I ever painted something, you know, with a professional spray gun at least. You know, rattle cannon something is definitely not the same as spraying it with a gun in actual real paint. I had an old roommate that was a paint and body guy, and he was supposed to paint it for me. He helped me do a lot of the body work and stuff, and then when he moved out, and trying to get him over to the house was like trying to pull the teeth out of a mouse. Oh yeah, I'm in Florida. I'm in Central Florida. Yeah, it's got Mickey Thompson's on the back, Street R's, bigs and skinnies, 275/60s in the back. I might put the 345s on it. I've got a 17x12s with a 345/40 on them. Nice wide wheel and tire, and I've got the 17x8s for the front. I may put those on today. So when I go to the car show, I got some meat on the back. It's just a pain in the ass to turn this car into a parking space because it's got a spool in the back, and it's hard to turn with them wide tires on the back of it. Oh, did I lose my chat again? Let me see. Come back to it. For some reason, I'll do these live streams and the chat will be working fine, and then all of a sudden it'll disappear on me. I won't have a chat no more. I gotta back out of the chat, close it, and then reopen it. Oh boy. I'm sorry if it sounds like I'm breathing excessively into the microphone. When I bend over, it's like almost inside of my nose. And I'm fat and out of shape. So we'll throw that in there too. Fat, out of shape, but I'm still good looking. Still good looking. What up, three-wheeler? Death trap wheeler. I think I don't know, you might be the same three-wheeler, but you had posted a short the other day. People only died on these because they weren't taught how to ride them. Back when I was growing up, they just said, this is how you start it. There's the throttle, there's the brake. Get out of here. Nobody said, don't make any fast turns. What up, good time? What's kicking, chicken? Slush and salt. Gross. Keep telling you. Better move down south, man. Move down south. La di di, la ta ta. Yeah, probably next winter, if I get my dang finances straight, I'll be repainting this, and I may end up repainting the red truck. Get rid of the side moldings and stuff. Sand that jewel down. Repaint it. I may end up painting it to match, depending on what color I go with on the Mustang. I may repaint the truck to match. But if I go lime green, I'm definitely not repainting the truck lime green. I'll just paint it back close to the factory color as they can make these days, which would probably be like a race red or something. Or I might just do a total color change on it. Who knows? We'll cross that bridge when we get there. Might just scuff it, and clear it. Let her ass eat. You know, show all those battle wounds, but you know, keep it from rusting. Whoop. Whoa. That's in there good. I see you. I see you. I'll be over there just a second. Unfortunately, I got my glasses on and my vision ain't all that great. I can't see from the other side of the shop to the TV. See what you wrote there. Uno momento, por favor. Or hang on a cotton picking second. Yeah. Do do diddle do. As you get older, the winter gets more depressing. Yeah. Mm. I tell you what, man, I'm not, I'll be honest with you, I'm not a fan of Florida. The only fan I am is of the weather. The people here, the prices, it's just absolutely ridiculous. It is such a cutthroat town, if you would. People here are just different, man. Different. But you got so many different people here, you know, especially when COVID hit and everybody came down, you know, from California, from New York and shit like that. And you've just got so many different personalities and culture differences between, you know, people that were born and raised here. People that are born and raised here, they're you know, most of them are quiet, they're kind of laid back. But you know, you get the New Yorkers and the California people. Everybody knows California people and their mentalities and how they act, and it's just ice cubes on a wood stove. Yeah, I would totally be a freaking snowbird if I could. I would totally be a snowbird. Like this time of year down here, beautiful, beautiful. Summertime, 2 months out of the year, I'd live somewhere else. But come down in what, October, be straight. I don't know if you caught it earlier there, good time, but the wife and I spent a few hours trying to readjust these windows for this T-top, and for the life of me, I cannot get it where it needs to be. Well, Mike, glad you're here. Uh, consider me washing this, rolling it in powdered sugar. So, yeah, car wash equals powdered sugar. I'm surprised you were up early this morning, bud. You guys were ripping it pretty late last night. Shit, Mike, I might even throw a coat of wax on this thing just to really get your blood pressure up. Really need to finish. I need to final sand and buff this hood is what I really need to do. I was kind of hoping by now I would have had the funds to just redo the whole car, but it hasn't worked out that way yet. Got my ass handed to me on a few things that we had to do, and it is just killing my pocket. We had the septic tank and the AC go out on the same damn day, and had to have them both replaced the same week. There was no patching it, making it work. You know, every time they'd come out. So every time the AC guys would come out, it cost me $1,000. You know, oh, yep, you got a leak, and we're gonna just charge it. And so the beginning of summer, they came out and charged me almost $1,000 to check it, diagnose it, recharge it, and then in the middle of the summer, you know, when it's 110 fucking degrees outside, come home and the AC's hot, call them up, you know, after hour service call, come out, yep, it's low on Freon, we'll charge it. And I said, no, fuck all that. Charge it and come back and replace it. And that same day, the septic tank backed up. And they took the lid off of it. And my septic tank was actually smaller than this car. I could stand up inside of my septic tank and it would come up to my waist. And then I could lay head to toe in it. That's how small of a septic tank I had. And for, you know, 3 people doing laundry and dishwasher and all that shit, every year we're having it pumped. Every year we had to have it pumped. And down here, it's almost $300. It's like $289. It's almost $300 to pump your septic tank. So then, of course, they checked the drain field, thinking maybe that was a problem. Now, you know, your drain field's good. You're just septic tank is shit. And then they got to checking it more, and in the 70s, you didn't have to have a bottom on your septic tank. So Florida is what do you call it? A peninsula. It's pretty much all sand, and the bottom of that septic tank over the years has just risen with sand and took away a lot of the volume of tank that I had. So it's either keep spending $300, you know, every year, or replace the goddamn thing. And they pumped it and left. And the next day, not the next day, I think 2 days later, they came back out to check everything for replacing it and giving us a quote and shit. It was damn near full again. Just by doing laundry, dishes, showering and shit. The dishwasher, washed, 3 or 4 loads of clothes. So I got hit all in 1 month. 20 grand to do the AC and the septic tank. So now I'm paying for all that shit. And it is just killing me. I'm not used to living paycheck to paycheck. I haven't had to do that in probably 20 years. And being an old guy, living paycheck to paycheck and wanting to go out and do shit is just not cool. 20 years, I haven't had to think about it. Just, I want that, and go out and buy it. Now I can't do so. Can't do that. I want to go out to dinner. Let's go to the steakhouse. Never had to bat an eye. Never had to think about it. Now, I want to go buy a Pepsi from a goddamn store to make sure I got $3 in my checking account to go buy a fucking Pepsi. Fucking sucks. I'd love somebody to buy this piece of shit from me. Somebody buy this fucking car. Help me out immensely. But it ain't gonna come to you cheap. And if you live in Florida, I'm not gonna sell it to you. Because I don't want to see it ever after I sell it. I never want to see it again. Be my luck, some asshole like Mike will buy it and lsswap it. Or take the motor out of their fucking Chevy truck and put it in it. Well, it makes horsepower. There we go. Good enough. Call that a whore bath. Call that a whore bath. Usually that entails driving it down the street. Just air drying it. But I don't feel like driving it. Let's see what we got going on here. Yeah, basically it wasn't much bigger. It wasn't much bigger than a bathtub. Oh yeah, Mike. That's what this septic company said. They said, "Oh well, you can take in your washing machine and your dishwasher. You can put that and just let it drain outside." And I looked at the guy and I said, "How much you reckon it's going to cost me to tear up my concrete inside of the house to access that drain, and then dig under the house, under the lanai, to shoot it out in the backyard? What do you think that's going to cost me?" And he just kind of looked at me. And I said, "Bud, all my shit's in concrete." So they ran all the pipes for everything in the concrete, poured the concrete, and that's what you got. So in order to run new pipes, to get them to drain outside, you would have to dig up my concrete floor inside of the house. And it's not like my dishwasher or my washing machine is backed up to, one of the outside walls. They're all interior. So in order to run a pipe out you're going to have to dig a trench, and it's going to have to go outside, and it's going to have to go 20 feet across the floor. Well, Mike, you give me what I want for this car. You do whatever the hell you want to. Drive it, run it over. I don't care, as long as I've got legal American currency in my hand. No monopoly money. Your AC bill is cheap right now. Yeah, it's been cool here. We had damn near a month of 60-degree weather. 30s in the morning, 60s in the evening, and I left the windows open in the house, turned the AC off, and left the windows in the house. And our electric bill was $250. Yeah, right. Yeah, our electric bill was $250. Generally, it's in the 300s. Hotter summers, it's in the 400s. The power company here every year raises the rates 10%, and they say storm recovery. It's not my fault. You guys lost so much shit in the storm. Why are you downloading that expense onto me? But they do it. And, DeSantis lets it happen. Should be a damn crime. It's 27 where you're at. It is 80 degrees in the garage with the big fan going. I'm sweating. Definitely. No, that's Dotson. 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 What up, Jay? How you doing, man? Is that a Datsun? Damn right, it's a Datsun. What's wrong with you? Shoot. It'd be much cooler if it was a Datsun, like an old, like a 78, 79 Datsun Z. Oh my goodness. It'd be so much cooler. What we got going on today? Well, I just washed the car. Hanging out for a little bit, waiting. My buddy Tito with his Honda, he's bringing over some parts. He had an unfortunate mishap going down the interstate a couple months ago. His alternator belt broke, and he's one of those idiots that likes to run no timing belt cover. So the alternator belt broke, and it got wrapped up into the timing cover, and it jumped time and bent every single valve in the head. So he had to get another cylinder head, and he needed a turbo and some other shit because his turbo was going bad again. So he got a new turbo. He got a bigger intake, a bigger throttle body, got a new cylinder head. Had the machine shop check it, do valve seals and such. So he's bringing over the header, the turbo, and the downpipe. So I got to make him a new downpipe, and we're going to drill and tap the turbo housing for boost reference. We're going to do some other stuff. We are polishing a turd. You're absolutely right. Rolling it in powdered sugar is what I like to say. But it looks better now. It's not covered in dust and greasy handprints. It's not much. I mean, I plan on getting inebriated and helping him with his stuff. So it'll be fun for me, at least. But yeah, he upgraded the turbo. He went to a bigger turbo and stuff. So now he's got to replace his downpipe, and I just got to weld a V-band on it. We're going to cut the old flange off and see what the pipe looks like, and then weld it to the new V-band and do a few other things. Nothing elaborate, you know. But like I said earlier, the car's been sitting in the garage since I did the clutch slave. I haven't driven it. I pulled it out of the garage and then pulled it into the other side. And that's as far as it's gone in what, a month and a half. You want to put wheel arches? Nope. Negative. I am not touching anything from up north. No, sir. I lived that life for quite a while. I mean, I won't in the Rust Belt or nothing, but Virginia cars still got really rusty because if any state is 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 just the worst when it snows, because nobody knows how to drive in the snow. You know, as soon as the first flake hits, they are throwing salt, sand, uh, that that brine that they put down. They're dumping that on the roads and everything. You know, I'm surprised that my red truck isn't rusted, honestly. But I washed that. I washed the shit out of that truck anytime it got driven in the snow. But it's bad. Yeah, don't. Yeah, well, you know, in states where people know how to drive in the snow, it's not a big deal. It's like my brother lives in Plattsburgh, and they'll plow in the city, but they won't plow, out of town. It makes sense. I mean, you're better off driving in a rut than you are driving on a road that's going to ice over, when the sun goes down. That road will keep you on the freaking road. Chicago and Norfolk. Yeah. I grew up in Richmond, Virginia, Jay. I won't far from Norfolk. We used to go up at Budds Creek and Maryland International a lot and race when we still track raced. Yep, used to go out Norfolk all the time. We go to Harpoon Larry's and eat at Harpoon Larry's a lot. So that was at the time, man, that was the best damn seafood place around. And it wasn't that far of a drive. We used to make a day out of it. Really, we'd go the back roads and go through and hit up Smithfield and go to that little farmers market in Smithfield, and the Smithfield ham shop. We'd go into the Smithfield ham shop and get fresh ham sandwiches and stuff. It's fucking phenomenal. Stayed in Richmond near the battleships. In Richmond? Battleships in Richmond? That might have to be back in the day. That had to be before my time. My dad was in the Army. He was a recruiter when I was a little kid, and we went to every damn base that he would recruit from. And I never recall just the one in Norfolk right there when you come across the bridge. The only one that I know of has got actual battleships. Yeah, your grandfather lived in Richmond. Y'all probably went fishing off of the Belle Isle Bridge over there by the Annabelle Lee. That's where all the catfish were on the James. People used to go noodling out there, man. They get freaking catfish as big as school buses. Used to run that river back in the day a lot. Richmond was yeah, Richmond was rough, especially down Bells Road area. It was sketchy, man. It was sketchy. But most of them cats, man. Growing up, I always, we always street raced and stuff like that. So, everybody smoked. Everybody smoked. Everybody did a little bit of this. Everybody went skiing from time to time, and me personally, I never had a hard time with anybody. I got along with everybody. But there's parts of town that you definitely didn't want to walk through. Yeah, yeah. So going through, well, I went to Meadowbrook High School. I don't know if you're familiar with that school. I went to Meadowbrook High School, and there was always gang fights or racial wars. You know, it was nuts, man. It was nuts. I had a luckily I was friends with everybody. I was friends with everybody in high school. I didn't have no beefs with anybody, and these kids from New York moved down, and I used to wear clothes, whatever the hell I wanted to wear, and some of them, were a little suggestive, and people didn't like what I wore, you know, and this kid was just talking shit to me all day long. I drove to school when I was in high school, and talked shit to me all day long. He'd say something in the hallway, I just smile at him like, you've got no fucking clue, pal. And oh, we're gonna catch you in the parking lot. I'm like, all right, well, I'm parked over there by the football field. Come on out. So he gathers up some people that he thought was his buddies, and they all walk out, and they're in their big little group, and they walk out. Yeah, that's that white boy. That's that white boy. And one of them turned to look at the other kid, the new kid, and he goes, "That's Craig, man. What you talking about?" And they turned on his ass real quick. And said, "You leave him the fuck alone." And they never bothered me ever again. Ever again. Never said not damn one word to me. Suggestively. That's right, bud. Girders, high heels, fishnets. Farmers Union. Yeah, that Farmers Union you don't want to fuck with. I tell you, there's times, man, I want to move. I want to move to a small town, like population 50, where there's nothing. You got like a dollar store on the corner, a Dollar General on the corner, and if you want to go anywhere, to like a super Walmart or something, you got to drive an hour. That's kind of where I want to go, where I can sit on my front porch and not hear a goddamn siren. That's what I would like. I thought we had it. When we lived in Virginia. We bought a house. You know, I called it the country because I'm city boy. You know, suburban areas and shit. And, we bought a house out in the country and thought it was going to be nice and quiet and shit. And that's when this car had the Windsor in it, and I did not know how much my neighbors hated me until I would fire that car up when it had the Windsor in it, because it would pulse the windows in my house and it would vibrate the floors in the house. And evidently it vibrated and pulsed the floors in my neighbors, two neighbors to my right and two neighbors to my left. And they hated it. And a friend of mine and I fixed the brakes on my car, and we were just idling it around. The car was legal. It had a state inspection sticker on it. It was titled and tagged. It was legal. And I was driving around the neighborhood road testing it, and the guy that was like 3 houses down from mine walked out in the middle of the street and stopped me and started chewing my ass out. And I started to be polite to the guy, and then he started cussing me. And I was like, nope, no. It ain't happening. And we had words, and then, I went and parked the car because we were done. went and parked the car, and I'm gonna call the state police. And I was like, call them, please call the cops. They never come out that far. You know, they won't come out that far anyway. You could be dead in your kitchen floor, and they would not come out. And call them, because you just walked out in traffic and stopped me in the middle of the road to harass me. Who do you think's going to jail? Me for driving a street legal car, or you for coming out in the middle of the street? Then you hear him bitching to my other neighbor. I would have ripped him out the car if I was 20 years younger. And I'm sitting there and I'm like, I wish that motherfucker would have put hands on me. I wish. Hey, Village, spam in the chat. What is up? Gary, how you doing, man? How you doing? Village, brother. Figured you'd be in bed sleep by now, bud. It's early morning for you. I'm doing well. I can only complain a little bit. I'm just hanging out now. I wash the car and such, and we're just hanging out talking, reminiscing. But you guys, I'm sure a lot of you guys saw the short of this car when it had the Windsor in it. I was revving the can't really say revving the shit out of it. It didn't take much to make a lot of noise with that car. And that's when it had tailpipes on it. When I built those tailpipes that are on the car originally, those videos of me revving the car and doing the idle and shit, that's when I had just put those tailpipes on. So you can imagine what that motor sounded like. Open headers. And I only put the tailpipes and mufflers on it so it would be a little quieter. And it did not help, not one damn bit. Not one bit. It was still loud as sin. Yeah, I think Village jumped off. He jumped on. I think he jumped off. He probably was falling asleep. Thought I was going to put my PayPal or Cash App in the description. Negative. I was never entertaining that. Probably should. Probably should. I don't even remember what the hell my PayPal is. I don't have any Cash Apps. I don't have Venmo or Gizmo or Paco or any of those. I have PayPal. I don't remember what it is. It's been so long since I've even used it. Right about now, I definitely, Mike, you're absolutely right. I need to figure that out. That's a great freaking idea, Mike. I definitely need to do that. Because right now, I could definitely use a couple dollars, a little donation, Wouldn't be a bad damn idea. I just got to figure out what the hell I don't remember what it is. It's been so long. I'm sure it's probably something Ford related, Probably something Ford related. Maybe. Yeah, I'll start doing it. I'll figure it out. I'll do it later when I go back live, when we start fucking with Tito stuff. I'll find it and put it up there. I don't know. Do I need to create a link for that? Or just the handle, I think, is all I need. Just copy and paste the handle on there. No new one for the channel? Yeah, I reckon I could do that. Call it PWBF. Poor White Boy Foundation. BWBF. All donations, contributions, and so forth and so on. Yeah, my OnlyFans didn't take off, you know. Yeah, my OnlyFans didn't take off. Turns out not too many people were interested in seeing my feet pics. So I don't know why. They're pretty nice, other than the, you know, holes that I've burnt in them from welding slag and all the all the welding slag scars on the tops of my feet. I need to get you. Need to get you, Mike, to help me set up that whatever the hell that, what was it? Skybot, bot something or another, Nightbot that comes in the chat. You know, he was making five. Damn, Mike, you got some pretty feet. Nightbot, yeah, there you go. Because it asks. It asks. What I didn't know about was it asked to give it permission to do something. Give it full permission or give it limited permission or limited access or full access. And I wasn't quite sure about that. I don't know what that all entails, because it doesn't give you, you know, like, it doesn't give you a description of what those permissions entail. So I just wasn't sure. Heck no, the white man. Oh my God, the wife took her car out and was driving down the road and hit it, and then was coasting to the stoplight, and the transmission just started making this crazy whining noise, a whirling noise, and it lost every single gear. Every gear it lost. It lost even reverse. Nothing. It's just whoop, making this crazy noise. So we're not sure what the frick happened or why it happened, because the couple days before that, we drove the car like 100 miles and it was absolutely fine. And she'd been driving it since I pulled it all apart and did the pump and everything. She'd been driving it, and we were just upgrading the cooler because it got hot. And I'm thinking that when she overheated the transmission, that's when whatever the hell happened took that transmission out, because it was like 260 degrees, which is a no-no for a 4L60E. So it overheated the transmission severely, and I'm thinking that's what took the transmission out, but I'm not sure, because there's not much to that pump with no less than 12. Yeah. So there's not much to that pump, and putting it back together, you know, I was pretty careful and put it back together how I took it apart. So I'm thinking I had to do something with it overheating and getting too hot. Whether she burnt the drum out of it or what. But, you know, when I had it apart and we put it back together, she probably put 200 miles on it. And then we just were like, well, we'll upgrade the transmission cooler. And then, you know, unless something was inside of that transmission cooler, you know, debris or whatever from when they manufactured it, and it went through that transmission and just killed it. I wouldn't think so, but anything's possible. It could have, yeah. Some trash could have went through it or whatever, but it's making a noise, and unfortunately, she nor I have the. We got plenty of credit card money, but we don't have money to pay the credit card company back. So, you know, I could swipe a card and buy her a brand new transmission, but it's a matter of paying that credit card company back for that transmission. So I don't want to get into that. I don't want to get into that credit card shit again. I did it a long time ago when I was younger, and it cost me a pile of money. I had when I was 18, I got I moved into a duplex and got a $500 credit card. Never used it. And then one day, the credit card company called me up and said, "Hey, we noticed you're not using your credit card. We're going to cancel it if you don't use it." Like, oh, shit. All right, well, I'll go out and get gas. So I got gas. I was like, well, I'll go to the grocery store and get a couple things. Went to the grocery store, got a couple things. 2 weeks later, I maxed that $500 credit card out and had no way to pay it back. And I was making minimum payments on it, and then I got behind. And then the late fees, and it just started snowballing. And that $500 credit card cost me $5,500. Yeah, it was a nightmare. You swipe it, yeah. Trust me, I want to. I shouldn't have bought the transmission for my car. And if I didn't buy the transmission for my car, I could have bought her a transmission. I could have. I'm kind of upset because nobody's bought that Liberty face-plated 5-speed that I have. Tons of people are inquiring about it, but I think they're inquiring about it and not understanding what they're reading, because it is a face-plated race transmission. It's not something that you would go out and daily drive. So they'll start asking questions and wanting photos and all this shit, and they're like, "Oh, that's a racing transmission." Like, yeah, it says it in the description, not a street-friendly transmission. You can drive it on the street if you know how to float gears and you don't mind it, sure. But oh yeah, that credit card company loved me to death, you know. But that's yeah. So that's the time that I started. So when I was 18, that's when I got that job working on European cars and started there. And that company, you know, I was doing well, you know, fucking up, but doing well. And they just started paying me. And I made good money. They made more money off of me than I made off of them. But, you know, because of them, I was able to get out of debt, buy a house, you know, buy a new car, and live comfortable, you know, still outside of my means, but live comfortable. And I did that for 16 years. And then I went and started working for Estes, a trucking company, as a diesel technician. And that's when I started making good money, because they had no cap. They had no cap when it came to raises, and it was beautiful. Use your credit card more than your debit card. Oh yeah, shit. The wife went out last weekend. Went out last weekend and got gas at a gas station on a bad side of town, and somebody swiped her card number and emptied her checking account. Emptied it. And it was like 3 days later, she realized it when she went to check her checking account to see how much money she had, because she wanted to get a couple more things for our son for Christmas. And she says, "I've got no money." And somebody in like further south in Florida got her credit card information and emptied her bank account. So she had to go through and change all of everything. Yeah, but it takes 8 to 10 business days. And she, you know, reported it like a day before Christmas. Yep. I used to be a cash only guy. I never used a debit card for nothing, just for that simple fact. You know, getting lazy as I got older, I just, you know, realized, hey, fuck it, it's much easier just to use a debit card, because I never bought anything online with a credit card. I always called, you know, I'd call Summit, I'd call Jegs, and do it all over the phone. I would never put my card information on a website. I still don't. I don't like ordering pizza from damn Domino's and having to use my card. I don't want to do it, but so far so good. Oh, you can still pump and pay later? Not around here, but they haven't done that shit in years. A long time. Even in Virginia, they stopped that shit. They stopped that a long time ago. Going cashless. Yeah, that's the big thing. But that's been a hot topic for a long time. Going cashless. And they tried to do it during COVID. A lot of stores did. You know, it screwed up a lot of stores. Yeah, a lot of people say they do that. They get the rechargeable credit cards from like Lowe's or Home Depot or whatever, and just put money on it when they need it. A lot of people do that. And I thought about it, and I was like, I don't even trust it. Don't even trust it because you're just giving, you're giving access to that card company to recharge that card to reload it whenever you want to reload it. So you got to send it from your bank account. You know, hell, I got a letter in the mail the other day from a company. Uh, I can't remember how long. It was like 25 years ago that I dealt with, or actually, I think it was longer than that ago. Saying that their servers and everything got hacked, and everybody's personal information was released into the dark web, blah blah blah. And I'm like, who? And I had to look it up. And I'm like, oh my god, it's like 30 freaking years ago. Reloaded with cash. Okay. It's a little over 700, Jay, on E85. It made 655 on 10 psi on 93, and that's as far as they wanted to push it on 93. But then it went E85 and a bigger fuel system and 2 fuel pumps. So, yeah. It makes good power for what it is. I mean, it is a bone stock motor. Nothing's done to it other than oil pump gears, which that has no benefit other than not breaking your oil pump gears. 2 gerbils and shrimp ramen. Yes, sir. Yeah, that's right. That's right. Yeah. I got to go to the baseball game. Let me go to Walmart and reload my reload my credit card. It's an Escort. Yes, sir. Yeah, I've got two Hellcat pumps, two 545 Walboro fuel pumps in the back, and they run all the time. No hop switch needed for my car. Hey, Poland. Well, welcome to the United States, my friend. Welcome in. You are teleported into Florida, sir. Welcome. Welcome. Kind of glad you put that L in your screen name because it probably wouldn't fly with a lot of people. Oh, really? Well, that's cool. I'll be honest. I've never been to a baseball stadium in my life. Never watched a baseball game live at the stadium, nor a football game. I used to be really big into hockey and would watch hockey games, and go to the stadiums and do that. But I wasn't into baseball, wasn't into football. Really could give a shit about soccer. I played soccer when I was a kid. but not enough to watch it on TV or go to a stadium and watch it. But that's pretty neat, though. You know, here, take my cash. Give me a piece of plastic and charge me for it. Yeah. So when I was a kid, I used to play hockey, and we had the opportunity to play on the ice as a junior team to a professional team. And unfortunately, it was so fucking expensive to get in and to get all the gear we needed. My dad could not afford it. So we missed that opportunity to potentially be, professional hockey players. My neighbor did it, and he went pretty far with it. He never became pro, but he got pretty goddamn close. Went to a basketball game. They didn't take cash, but they charged for parking cash. It's crazy. It's crazy. Did you guys check out the Freedom Factory light show that I posted up in my short? He didn't have as much lights this year as he did last year. Last year they had a lot of the Crown Vics out there lit up with lights and stuff. I didn't have that much, especially when you went around the backside of the track. Last year they had cars and some of their shop trucks out there in that field lit up. I'm gonna go turn this water hose off, y'all. Talk amongst yourselves. I'll be right back. I don't know if you guys can still hear me or not, but JG put on a good live yesterday and today with all that painting information. It was really, really good stuff. It helps me. You know, I don't know much. I can't say I know much. I don't know dick about painting a car other than, I've done it a few times. I don't know if y'all can hear me all the way over there. You hear me? You feel like you don't? Oh, you can hear me. That's cool. What up, Solid Square Body? How you doing, man? Yeah, dude. I have no fucking idea. All those expensive ass paint guns are out there. That's nuts. Pay that kind of money to paint a car, but I mean, I get it. You know, I get it. You want a good paint job, you gotta have good shit. But Jesus Christ, $600, $700, $800 for a fucking gun. Yeah, that. I asked a question yesterday in yesterday's live, but he didn't see it about what the hell is the difference between a gun that shoots primer and one that shoots clear or base coat. If you can change the tip and you can change the needle on a gun, what difference does it make having one that's just dedicated to primer or one that's just dedicated to clear? Because the Napa, I have two Napa guns that I've used to paint. What I think I've painted four cars, my truck topper, and the hood on the Mustang. And I've just used that one gun. I just clean the shit out of it before I, because I'll do like the hood on the Mustang because it's fiberglass. I did the sealer, and then I, cleaned the gun thoroughly, made sure everything was nice, and then did the primer. While that was flashing and setting up, I did the base coat, cleaned the gun, and then I did the clear. All with the same gun, all with the same tip. I didn't change anything. So I was kind of curious of why he specifically needed, 2 or 3 different guns to do that. I don't know, other than the tip, other than the tip of the gun, what the hell is the difference? Fuck. Water hose getting heavy. What the fuck was that? Must have scared a fucking something. But I don't call myself a professional painter for no fucking way. Yeah, but if like I said, here, let me grab mine. So I've got 2 different guns. And they're all HVLPs, right? Napa brand. And I had to run a regulator because I had a portable air compressor with no regulator on it. So I ran one, and I ran one of those fucking filters he was talking about too. And he's absolutely right. They are a pain in the ass. But with my new compressor and the regulator on there, I can do it exactly how he's talking about doing it now. But these tips, they come off, and I've got different ones, and I've got different needles. That go in there as well. So that's why I was kind of confused at why he needed all those guns to do something. Like this gun, this small one, is a jam gun for doing your jams, if you don't take your doors off and shit. And you can change the tip, the nozzle size, and all that shit. So I was just like, I don't understand. Why do you have a gun dedicated to each process? But I mean, I guess that's why his paint jobs are perfect and mine aren't. $40 a gallon, yeah. Single stage, yeah. Single stage about $100 a gallon now. But I don't do single stage. My car is base coat, clear coat. Same with the hood, base coat, clear coat. But I never knew, like, he was painting those doors and stuff for that square body. and he had put sealer on the metal, and then high build sealer, and then high build primer. I didn't know you could put sealer and primer together. I thought you had to use, on metal you had just primer. So that was good to know, because when I repaint my car, I'm definitely going to do the high build and the high build primer, so I can block it and get some of the little dings that I have no idea where the fuck they came from on my car. Get some of those little dings out and make it a little more streamlined. Yeah, just a tip, baby. That's all you're getting anyway when you deal with me. Yeah. Yeah. Because, like I said, I can change all of that shit. I got the needles in a drawer in my toolbox, but so when I did my car, like I said, my roommate was supposed to do it, and he gave me these little things. And he said, put that on there because that's like a dryer, But like JD was saying, you got all this shit hanging off. It was a lot, and it was a lot to deal with, because I painted that in a garage that was just wide enough to push it to one side and paint one side of the car, then push it to the other side of the garage and paint the other side. I had about a foot on each side of the car, and moving it over gave me about a foot and a half. So I was real tight quarters painting my car, even when I hung up everything, because I had the doors, the hatch, everything off of that car. Even when I hung up the hatch and the doors in the garage, it was a pain in the ass to walk through and walk around. But see, I've got different nozzles. I've got different needles and everything to change my shit. But these were the guns I was asking about, because I had left. Which one is it? This one? I left. No, it's not this one. It's the jam gun. I left sealer in it, and I played hell. Cleaning these things up, because I left sealer in this one, and there's still a little bit in the bottom down there. I could not get out. But these little guns did pretty good for what for me, what I know about painting. And build that time machine. Yeah, Jesus. I tell you what. I'd love to go back. I'd love to go back about 15 years. Yeah, about 15 years. Yeah, I got to get some. I ran out of that lacquer and paint. You would think paint thinner would take paint off of anything, but it doesn't. It didn't do shit. And I soaked every part, because everything was clogged on these. The tips, the needles, the heads of these, everything was clogged with fucking paint and primer, because I did that hood and set the shit down and went inside, was done, and forgot totally about cleaning this shit. And I let it soak in paint thinner for 2 days, and it didn't even touch that paint. Didn't even touch it. And then I found the lacquer up there. Getting expensive, huh? Everything's getting freaking expensive. Even acetone. Acetone is, I'm like, fucking acetone used to be cheap as fuck, and now you're paying just as much for acetone as you are for anything else. Because that's what I like to run when I painted that Cougar that I put up that little video of, that Cougar I did. When I painted that, I used acetone to clean the guns in between, and that shit worked beautifully. That Cougar turned out phenomenal. I couldn't believe that I couldn't believe that I did such a good job on it. There was one spot on the hood where I got the dry spots, the about a foot long section, and I think it's because I switched from going up and down, to going back and forth, and I got a dry spot in it, and that was the only spot on the entire car. Everything else was slick. There were no runs in it, no nothing. It was beautiful. That car turned out amazing, and the camper shell for my F-250, I did that one. That one got sealer. That one I just sprayed sealer on that one, and no primer, sealed it and then painted it, and that turned out nice. And I paint matched it too. Hopped up Red Bull and booger sugar. Hell yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Who's calling this hour? It's Tito. Fucking Tito calling me. He's probably ready to bring his shit over here. See, that's another one of my friends, man, that don't have their notification bell set. Another one of my locals don't have their notification bell set. When I go live, they should know what's up. They should be on here. But, you know, I'm good for two things: being the sucker that fixes their shit for free, and I'll let you know what that second thing is when I figure it out. You know, they got too big of a heart to tell these guys to fuck off. For some reason. And I don't know when the hell I developed that problem. Couldn't tell you. But I did, for some reason. Maybe about the time my son was born. About the time I started being a big puss. That was Tito. Ginger Snaps is in the house. One of my son's friends came over for a play date, so she's in there with the mom hanging out. While my son has a play date and stuff. There's only so much he likes to do with us. You know, when it comes to Legos, you know, he'll build Legos and we'll sit and hang out with him while he builds Legos. But when it comes to like creating and doing stuff with all of his Legos, because he's got everything from Lego. You name it, he's got it. When it comes to like creating random shit and just building with all the extra parts, it's like, no, don't do that. I don't want that there. And I'm like, dude, it's mine. I'm building it. No, don't do that. All right. So it makes it hard to sit in there and do that shit with him sometimes. And he's a sore loser. Oh, he's a sore loser, just like his mom. He does not like to lose at anything. Video games, board games. We play Uno at dinner time. So instead of watching TV, we play Uno. And geez Louise, he does not like to lose. He gets so bent out of shape with that shit. Like, dude, it's a card game. Relax. I don't want to lose. Okay. Learn how to play a little better. I'm only going to let you win, but so many times. You know, I got a reputation to uphold. Can't be losing the game of Uno, you know, to an 8-year-old. What the hell? Have that shit out on the street like that, you know? Later, Jay. Take it easy, bud. Thanks for stopping in. Yeah, shit, good time. What time is it up there where you're at, man? It's only 5 here. Can't be so far ahead of us. But anyway, I'm gonna end this one. I'm gonna end this one, you guys, and Mac's been sanding that table for hours. Damn, he got that big ass table, that workbench. Yeah, I'm gonna end this live stream. I'm gonna kick another one off in a few minutes. I'm gonna call Tito back and let him know he can bring his junk over here so we can get his shit together. But thanks everybody for hanging out. I appreciate you. I'll 4 p.m. Okay. I'll fire up a live stream in about an hour maybe. All right. Later, everybody.